Has anyone heard the song Scars to Your Beautiful by Alicia Cara? Well, it's an amazing song written by a true queen, and it contains beautiful messages about body image and self love. And today, I'm going to talk about my scars and how they are beautiful to me. More specifically, I'm going to talk about an aspect of my life that is very important to me, and that is wholeheartedness. You know what? Important doesn't even begin to describe my journey with wholeheartedness. This has been a journey that I've appreciated and cared for very much. I've learned so much about myself and the person I want to be, and I've gained an understanding for the things that truly matter in my life. However, I'd be lying if I said that this journey has been all sunshine and rainbows. The truth is, I don't wake up every day with a huge smile on my face singing Candy by Mandy Moore. That's just not real. I've been through times where I thought I was never going to make it. But as I reflect on those times where I thought I wasn't going to come out on the other side, I'm proud of where I am now and how far I've come. Wholeheartedness may be a term that is unfamiliar to you. You may have heard it once or twice, but you're not exactly sure what it entails. Or you may have a general idea for what wholeheartedness is, but you're still curious about the premise for this lengthy word. I myself am still learning about the exact meaning of this word. But what I've realized is that this term can represent different things for different people. My definition of wholeheartedness may not be your definition of wholeheartedness, and that's completely okay. It's actually quite beautiful. We all have our own story, and that's really the reason why I'm here. I'm here to share my stories with wholeheartedness and how it's shaped me into the woman I am today. I want to share how wholeheartedness is a belief in myself and the things I've overcome, a belief in the ways I still struggle, and how I continue to see the beauty and strength in those struggles. For my whole life, I've struggled with the most visible part of my whole being, which is my body. The image of my body has been the hardest, most difficult thing I've ever struggled with, and to be honest, I still struggle with it every day. Not a second goes by when I don't think about it. I've always been the tallest and biggest girl in my grade, even all the way back to elementary school. I remember sitting on the rainbow carpet in my second grade classroom, and my legs were so much longer than everyone else's. Even then, I was self-conscious. I knew I looked different than most girls in my grade, and this was hard for me to accept. The boys would laugh at me and make side comments about my weight on a day-to-day basis, and I would go running home crying. But I knew everything would be okay. I'm the youngest of 6 siblings, and I'm the youngest out of the 3 girls in my family. My sisters and I have always been very close. Growing up, my sisters had the quote-unquote perfect bodies. They were tall and skinny, and they didn't struggle with wearing bikinis at the beach, and they were truly confident in their skin. They fit into Abercrombie and Fitch shirts and Hollister jeans, and as a young girl, I thought that this was the picture of a typical teenager. At the time, I was in 6th grade, and I was already much taller and much bigger than my sisters who were in college. I was always so down on myself about this, and it made me think that I was lesser of a person. But I knew everything would be okay. When I entered high school, I started to meet my core group of friends. All of them were much shorter, much skinnier than me. They could fit into the size small graphic t-shirts that were passed out at pep rallies. They could wear their boyfriend's football jerseys to games. They never worried about breaking the dress code. But since I was much taller and much bigger than most of those girls, I couldn't fit into those t-shirts. My shoulders were too broad to even fit into the jerseys, and the faculty would always point out my dress lengths and comment about how inappropriate it was. But I knew everything would be okay. In my mind, stemming all the way back to elementary school, these girls who were short and skinny were perfect. It didn't matter how they acted or what kind of personality they had. I genuinely thought they were perfect people because they fit into a size small. How sad is that? Society tells us that the skinnier we are, the prettier we are. I thought if I don't have a thigh gap, I'm less of a person. If I'm larger than a size 4, I might as well not even consider thinking I'm beautiful. If I'm being honest, all the hardships I faced with my body always led back to one thing, and that was comparing myself. When I walked into school and saw the outfits that girls would wear, I'd immediately start thinking how awful I looked and how amazing other girls looked. For so long, I scrolled on social media and felt like shit about myself. Girls would post these flawless selfies with perfect outfits and perfectly placed hair, and I knew I would never live up to that expectation. But the place where I compare myself the most is in front of a mirror. Like that one. Starting in high school, I really struggled with looking in a mirror. I never openly admitted this before. But whenever I'd get changed, I would look away from the mirror. I'd turn my body around so I wouldn't have to subject myself to the comments I'd make, which would make me feel horrible about myself. I started to dread taking showers. I didn't like going out with my friends because this meant having to change out of my pajamas. I hated my body. But the one thing that really set me over the edge, and it still does to this day, is actually sitting in the passenger seat of a car. That tiny mirror that sits to the right haunts me. It gives me a full view of my rolls, and this isn't the most flattering angle. Mirrors in general have been such a difficulty in my life. Sometimes when I use the bathroom, I don't look up from when I exit the stall because I can't emotionally take a look at myself. For so long, this has been such an anxiety for me. As my struggles with mirrors started to fill my everyday life, I wondered what it would be like to stand in front of one and blurt out all of the positive things about my body, instead of thinking of all of the things that are wrong with it. So slowly but surely, I started writing affirmations on my mirror, with dry erase markers of course, and using this reflective object as a way to empower myself. For the first time in my life, I can confidently say that I am starting to look in the mirror, and I know everything will be okay. There is a long mirror in my room that I've had for a few years, and I've officially uncovered it a few weeks ago. I've been able to take a look at myself when I finally have an outfit on, and damn, does this feel good. These beauty standards have made me think for the past 21 years that if we don't look a certain way, we tell ourselves that we aren't good enough. Our belief that our bodies are not good enough spirals to our whole being not being good enough. But you know what? I see more than a beautiful exterior. I see my kindness for others. I see the way I forgive others so easily. I see the passion I have for education, human rights, and prison reform. I see the humor and goofiness that I bring to every environment that I enter. I see the compassionate girl who cares so deeply for her family and friends. And I see the beautiful person who has come so far and should be so proud of herself. It's definitely taken a lot of small steps to be where I am today and finally accept myself for me. But I've learned to celebrate the tiny milestones each day and to not be so hard on myself. My faith and trust in God has been my backbone and foundation throughout my entire journey. Each day I wake up, take a deep breath, and pray to God that everything will be okay. I know He's got my back, and I'm so beyond blessed for this. My God sees my true beauty, especially when it comes to my body. God created me a certain way for a reason. I am the way I am because of God. There's a quote that I absolutely love that talks about this in a way that I could never truly explain, and it reads, "How cool is it that the same God that created oceans and mountains and galaxies looked at you and thought the world needed one of you too?" He believes that my presence matters. He believes that my body matters. And the truth is, we all believe in something, whether that is some kind of God or just a feeling that we have. Continuing to tap into this belief is crucial, as well as putting yourself first and appreciating the life that we live and the people that continue to support us on a day-to-day basis. My relationships have also been a supportive foundation throughout my journey and for all of my life. I'm the youngest of 6 siblings, so you could say I have my own personal fan club with me wherever I go. When I'm truly struggling or just need to take my mind off things, I can call one of my siblings and they will be there for me in a heartbeat. My mom and dad have also been there for me through thick and thin. When I was at my lowest of low, they gave me the strength and the courage to push through. They remind me how beautiful I am and how special my presence is on this earth. Sometimes all you need is one person to be there for you. A person who you have an authentic, real, and honest and vulnerable relationship with. A person who is there for you, but you can also share the ugly and the shameful and the hard things that you're tackling with. Trust me, it really will make all the difference. These struggles and insecurities that I faced with my body, they're okay. I've learned to see the beauty in these insecurities, which has made me see the beauty in myself wholeheartedly in every aspect. So what I have to say to all of you is that you all are beautiful. Truly, inside and out. And most importantly, your body is beautiful. All bodies are beautiful bodies. Now, wherever you are, please repeat after me and just shout it and mean it. All bodies are beautiful bodies. We need to stop and think about all of the amazing things that our body does for us, like smiling and laughing, hugging friends and family, exercising, taking that first breath of fresh air every time we wake up each morning. And most importantly, we need to start seeing ourselves for the true and authentic beauty that is within us. All of you have something amazing to bring to the table. Whether that's being a goofball, a compassionate individual, or a person who stands up for what they believe in, all of it is so beautiful. As my wonderful mother says, shake what your mama gave ya and own the person you are inside and out. So really, in conclusion, this is what I have to say to all of the obnoxious beauty standards, the shame that enters my mind, and the compassion that I constantly refer back to on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I have stretch marks. Yes, I have acne. Yes, I have a double chin when I eat pizza. Yes, I'm a tall girl. Yes, I have rolls when I sit down. Yes, I'm not a size 0. But you know what? None of that matters. We should not see ourselves for all of this, but we should see ourselves for right here.